Well, welcome to the BNI Effect, the home of amazing conversations with Brisbane BNI members sharing tips on how to get the most out of your BNI membership. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member, bringing you yet another exciting interview. This episode is number 45, and today's guest is Tameka Bramwell. Tameka, hello, how are you?
Hi, Tony. I'm really well, thank you.
That's good. Well, thank you for being here. Well, why don't we kick it off by you telling us a little bit about who you are and what your business is and the services you provide?
So I'm the owner and senior compliance consultant with Bramwell Partners. So we provide HR, workplace health and safety and quality, ISO 9001, consulting services to the small to medium business sector throughout Australia.
And how long you been, has Bramwell Partners been around for?
So as of the 16th of April, 2025, we will have been around for 16 years.
Wow, fantastic. You would have learned a few things along the way.
I have learnt plenty of things to do and plenty of things to not to do.
Very good. And is there a particular client or industry, Tameka, that you prefer to work with, or you're more across a whole range of industries?
Well, our target market really is businesses from 10 to 200 employees. Businesses that are really growing are the space that we can add a lot of value in. Industry doesn't matter. I say all the time the Fair Work Act is the Fair Work Act, and Workplace Health and Safety Act, and so on and so forth. It applies across all industries, and our team is really experienced in making sure that we apply it appropriately across all different types of industries. Whilst we are located here in Brisbane, servicing Southeast Queensland, we are also developing a service offering into Central Queensland, the Coalfields, and the Bowen Basin.
Outstanding. And you mentioned the team. So how many's in the Bramwell Partners team?
So we currently have a team of 9, and that's across the quality, safety, and HR. And some of us are multidisciplined. But yeah, we have a what I split them into a compliance team and a HR team.
Okay, great. So in business for 16 years, let's swing our focus to BNI. How long have you been in BNI for?
As of the 16th of April 2025, 16 years.
Right. All right. So talk me through that because so you started Bramwell Partners and you joined BNI simultaneously.
Yeah. So when I initially started out in business, I kept calling a friend of mine who was in BNI on the Sunshine Coast. I didn't know that at the time. And I just said, so I need help to do this and I need help to do that. And who do I speak to do this? And he kept referring me to his fellow members of his BNI chapter. And so I said, well, I got to get me some of this BNI stuff. So I did a bit of research, found a chapter that was close to me and invited myself along. And from the very first moment, although they were really welcoming and I could see that it worked, people were passing referrals, and I wanted to get some of that action. So I submitted an application pretty much on the spot.
And the rest is history, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Now you talk about you've got a team of 9. How many of your team are also in BNI?
All up, there's 4 of us across there's in the southwest region, in Brisbane North, and in Central.
And why do you do that? For people who aren't familiar with BNI, why would you put, yourself and then 3 of your employees into other BNI chapters?
Well, firstly, because it works and you get business, that's what we're all about. But we do also look at BNI as that development opportunity. So I know that when I first started BNI, I didn't actually like talking to people. I would prefer to sit in the back corner and just watch things happen. But through BNI, I've learned how to have conversations and learned how to introduce myself. I've become a more confident speaker and presenter. So the BNI environment is a really good environment for me to direct my team to, for them to get a similar sort of experience and to hone their skills.
It's all about personal growth, isn't it? I mean, I've found by doing these podcasts that people start off in BNI typically from the commercial opportunity, the opportunity for referrals, the opportunity to increase revenue in their business. But along the way, they learn a whole range of personal skills that they hadn't quite anticipated. Like you talk about the ability to speak in front of people, the confidence that that gives you when you're trying to do your own pitch in your own business, dealing with prospects, etc.
Yeah, and the value really is the things that we learn here at BNI, we can take into any network environment we have. So whether that's chamber or associations or our local football club, it doesn't matter. It helps us to hone our elevator pitch or simply give us more confidence to go up and say, hey mate, how you going? What you doing? Introduce yourself and get to know other people.
So, adding on to that, how has being part of a BNI chapter influenced your approach to networking?
Um, it's really taught me to be very strategic, I guess. And going into different environments and looking at it with a open opportunity. So, what can I learn in this environment? How can I add value to this environment? And it is a bit of that win-win or that giver's gain. And it's not really a an approach or an attitude that's in a lot of network environments. It's all about gimme, gimme. But when you take that approach into other networks of that giver's gain, how can I help you? They really do embrace that a lot. And so therefore that focus really is about, okay, I want to connect with you better so that they can give as well as gain.
Well, it's about demonstrating trust, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
old law of reciprocity. So it's about giving gain, givers gain, and you're giving to others. And, perhaps down the track, it's not a guarantee, but perhaps through that, people will then refer back in your direction. How do you measure the success of your participation in BNI? Are there any specific metrics or stories that highlight your success, Tameka?
Oh, I do like the money, Tony. I do.
Show me the money.
Yeah, thank you for closed business is important. And so but that is definitely the lag measure. So that is that outcome. But we need to remind ourselves why we are here, and it is about business. It's not about eating breakfast or making new friends. That they're just the added bonuses, right? And so that success at BNI, the one-to-ones and learning about people, that is such an important success measure for me. So developing better relationships, getting a deeper understanding of the people that I'm meeting with and being able to actually add value to them. And whether it's finding their ideal referral for them, or just simply helping them with a challenge that they're having, particularly in this space at the moment, I guess, helping them in their recruitment. I don't do recruitment, but I know some awesome people who do. And just being able to add value to that business, that strength of relationship really is that success measure for me.
You talk about one-to-ones. How can people who are listening who are part of BNI better maximize the one-to-one opportunity? What are the things that you would recommend they do, perhaps leading into a one-to-one or perhaps during that one-to-one?
The most important thing of any one-to-one is your gains profile. Making sure that you have really put a lot of time and effort into your gains profile and educating. That's what a one-to-one is about, right? So your one-to-one is your gains profile is you putting all the information down that can better educate the person that you are meeting with. So really spending some good quality time around developing your gains profile, identifying your bread and butter clients, your cream clients, your dream clients, and educating your fellow members on who they are to better position them to go and find a referral for you, and then share that gains profile before the meeting. You schedule the meeting. So, thanks very much, Tony, for booking the one-to-one with me. Here's my gains profile. Can you give me yours?
Yeah,
And looking at that beforehand so that you can review it, ask any questions, and have a more productive one-to-one.
Wonderful advice, and it's about being, to me, being really clear with the type of referral that you're looking for, as opposed to, hey, I'm looking for someone with a heartbeat. It's like, no, put in there, like you said, your dream clients. Who are the ideal referral partners for you? And the more specific you can be in that, the easier it is for other people, the person you're having a one-to-one with. It's easier for them to potentially think about someone within their network that could be a great referral for you.
Yeah, and a really good part of the one-to-one process, and it sort of backs onto your gains profile, is your last 10 clients. Who have you worked with recently can help me identify who you may want to work with and who I know that I can connect you with that's going to really add value to you.
Great advice. Thank you. Speaking of advice, what advice would you give to new BNI members to make the most out of their membership?
100% embrace the BNI system. Don't reinvent the wheel. It's how long are we now? 38 years of
40. This is the 40th. Yep.
40 years that the system's been around. Just embrace it. It has been broken and reinvented so many times. Just follow the system. It absolutely works. It's tried and tested. Just embrace the system.
I'd add on top of that, trust the process, because for some people, the system can work a lot faster than others, and so they might be seeing some results quicker than someone else, perhaps based on the classification that someone is. But follow that system and trust the process. And as Tameka said, this has been around for 40 odd years. We're in 77 countries, I think there is, and there's, millions of members across the world. So it's about follow that system and trust the process. And when you do it consistently and persistently, then you will have phenomenal success.
Well, 100%, Tony. I was in BNI for 12 months and didn't get a single solitary referral. So I could have chucked the towel in there, but I could see business was being passed around the room. What am I doing wrong? So I went back to MSP, and the key things that I took out of MSP was gains profile and the referral plan, which helped me identify a goal for what it is that I wanted to achieve, and I could then be more targeted. So if you're not getting the results that you expect or want out of BNI, they need to go back. Just trust the process. Go back. What did I miss? What do I need to do? What am I going to do differently to get the results that I need?
When you talk about a referral plan, what do you mean?
So, a referral plan is identifying what your target income is out of BNI. What's your average invoice amount? What's your average conversion rate? How many referrals then do you need to get each week to achieve your targeted income out of BNI? So when you establish that, that was probably the key game changer for me. I could then be a lot more strategic. If I want to get 8 referrals a week out of BNI, I need to better educate. How am I going to do that? Gains profile, top 10 clients, so on and so forth.
Excellent. Thank you. What's next for Bramwell Partners? Do you have any exciting projects or expansions on the horizon? I know you talked about Central Queensland. Anything else coming up for you guys?
Yes, so we're in the process of developing our learning and development platform. So it's this close to being launched. And that is targeted really at the small to medium business sector. So that's an area that's really close to my heart, and I see that there's so many opportunities for team members in those businesses to be upskilled, but time and money is always an issue. So we're focused on developing cost-effective, time-efficient training platforms for businesses to engage with and help upskill their team.
Sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that come to fruition. How do you see your relationship with BNI evolving as Bramwell Partners grows?
I just really want to continue to double down on what it is that we have. Um, just everyone making sure that every one of our team members within BNI is living up to what they want to get out of BNI. So personally, from a business perspective, are they achieving their goals? I would like all 8 of my team members to be in BNI at some point. So that's where, we believe in the system. And we really just want to make sure that we're continuing to do everything that we can to engage with the members and offer value.
If you could share one piece of wisdom with our listeners, whether they be BNI members or not, what would that be, Tameka?
Work out what it is that you want to get out of life and then develop a plan for getting it. Now, whether that's the plan in BNI, how BNI is going to help you achieve what you want, but it might be something completely separate and outside of business. Work out what it is that you want, why you want it, and then work out a plan to do it.
Terrific advice. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So make sure that if you have a goal, get a plan that sits in beneath, and then obviously you've got to take action to keep moving forward. How can listeners learn more about you and your business, Tameka?
So we have a website, of course. Everybody should, bramwellpartners.com.au. We're also really active on social media, so on Facebook and in LinkedIn. So follow our page, like and comment on the posts. And if you actually want to reach out and have a cup of coffee, a one-to-one, a Teams meeting, I'm more than happy to connect with anybody.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tameka. Really appreciate that. Well, look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and I want to extend a massive heartfelt thank you to Tameka Bramwell for sharing her insights with us. If you found value in today's episode, then don't forget to subscribe to the BNI Effect on your favourite podcast platform. Thank you for listening.